As you know, baby, without you, I no fit process. Anytime feel like say my memory don't get corrupted. Feeling me like an assassin. Anyhow you go and do, but the complaint I'm on. Come on, you don't know, say me go and nobody from home. It's got a matter stuff, give me less of that, you no go to talk. I only woman, they get it for that, I give you dollar. You want to, I'm a I want you back on her. Do you want to stick with me, yeah? Or you want to sacrifice him, yeah? Make I know it. Make I know it. Do you want to see me out there? Or you want to let me in the chest? Make I know it. Oh, I love you, oh, my G, I got something for you. You know my love, sister, I love the way you adore. I love me too, I love believe, I love me too, and that's what thinking my attitude. So just get it up, business, no me nothing, I know. I got them, but thankful. So they make life like you on my head, but so many nights like there is, you know, to be everything I go. But there is one thing I ask for pleasure.
Thank you, Roxanne. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here as well. Hi, Roxanne. I think it's time for us to start. We appreciate your time and effort for being here. And just before I hand over to our MC, I want everyone to join me as we listen to or watch this video, please. Please mute your mics, pay attention, and
Ms. Annalena Baerbock of Germany has been elected President of the General Assembly at its 80th session. I invite Her Excellency Annalena Baerbock.
I will serve all 193 member states as an honest broker and as a unifier. The Charter is and will remain the irrevocable foundation of our work. As President of the General Assembly, I will be committed to upholding our Charter and the purposes and principles enshrined within it. I will focus on what we can do together instead of asking what divides us, because we are better together.
President-elect Baerbock's vision, better together, is an inspiring rallying cry for today's world and the global problem-solving system embodied by the United Nations to address these challenges. And let us not forget the historic significance of her being only the 5th woman to be elected President of the General Assembly. President-elect Baerbock, you can count on my full support as you take on this important responsibility.
Hey.
All right. Yes, sir.
I think you should play one more time because it was breaking at some point and we have more people joining us. So please just play one more time.
Okay, great. I'll play that one more time. Although I'm really, really proud it's a woman. Okay, so this is it.
Ms. Annalena Baerbock of Germany, President of the General Assembly at its 80th session. I invite Her Excellency Annalena Baerbock.
I will serve all 193 member states as an honest broker and as a unifier. The Charter is and will remain the irrevocable foundation of our work. As President of the General Assembly, I will be committed to upholding our Charter and the purposes and principles enshrined within it. I will focus on what we can do together instead of asking what divides us, because we are better together.
President-elect Baerbock's vision, better together, is an inspiring rallying cry for today's world and the global problem-solving system embodied by the United Nations to address these challenges. And let us not forget the historic significance of her being only the 5th woman to be elected President of the General Assembly. President-elect Baerbock, you can count on my full support as you take on this important responsibility.
Faith, I know you're very happy. The president of the GA is a woman.
Yes.
All right. Let's go straight because we're way behind time. Do you want to introduce the keynote speaker?
Yeah, very well, I will. I just want to confirm that she's on the call.
Okay.
Yes, I am here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ma. A woman like me, I'm so excited.
You guys are taking over. You guys are taking over.
Yes. Who rules the world? Girls. Okay, so but Faith, calm down and be a big girl. All right. I'm going to be introducing our very beautiful speaker. I'm happy to be here, really. God just dragged me into this thing, and I'm so proud and excited. I definitely want to celebrate Mr. Daniel Black and everyone who has helped me be here now. Now, our beautiful keynote speaker is Dr. Temitope Iluyemi. Please, Ma, I hope I pronounced that right.
It's okay.
Thank you, Ma. So Dr. Temitope Iluyemi is the Senior Director and Country Manager for Emerging Markets Africa region. Dr. Temitope is a qualified pharmacist. She joined the leading blue chip multinational in 1998. In her current role as a cluster leader, she leads the business operations in over 40 countries across Africa with end-to-end business management. In her over 25 years career with P&G, she has distinguished herself with a breadth of leadership roles, spanning across commercial and corporate functions, general marketing, sales, market strategy, and the likes. In this time frame, Mrs. Iluyemi has lived and worked across 3 continents and 6 countries from Africa, North America, and the Middle East. Mr. Temitope is a member of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, sits on several international boards and advisory boards. Ms. Iluyemi is passionate about governance, Africa integration, and is a strong gender parity advocate and passionate about people and national development. Dr. Iluyemi is recognized both locally and internationally, including top 100 corporate women in Africa. And she's a fellow of the Aspen Global Leadership Networks, Africa Leadership Initiative, a network of about 3,000 distinguished global leaders around the world. She currently lives in Dubai, UAE with her family. Please, can you put your emojis, your clapping emojis, and let's just celebrate Mrs. Temitope Iluyemi. I'm so excited to hear from you this evening, Ma. Thank you so much. You have the floor, Ma.
Thank you very much for that warm welcome and introduction. And once again, I'm so happy to be flying the flag after hearing the news of the nomination of another woman at the helm of the UN General Assembly. So it's not like we're taking over. It is actually essential that we are better together. I think there's no better way to demonstrate the fact that we are better together than to ensure that every voice is heard and everyone is carried along. So with that, I want to say good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, depending on where you are, and good evening from me in Dubai. It is a real honor and my pleasure to be invited to deliver the keynote address for this esteemed gathering of captains of industry, business leaders, dedicated civil society advocates, and distinguished government officials, and the founders of this timely conversation through the American Exchange Fire Festival. Now, I want to say that, as we gather to discuss a topic that is not just timely, it is essential to the survival and progress of humanity at a time when the world stands at a historic intersection, the future of work. I see many discussions in the last couple of months discussing the future of work. In fact, next week I'm going to be talking on this same topic again. So the timing and the choice of this topic within your group is quite timely as well. Now, as we commemorate the 80th anniversary of the United Nations, it is a profound opportunity for reflection and more importantly, a call to action. The theme of this year's General Assembly, Better Together, 80 years and more for peace, development, and human rights, is not merely a slogan, as we are seeing. It is the ultimate blueprint for the future of work. The future of work stands at the intersection of this commitment. It is a future that will define how we live, how we grow, and how we leave behind a world that is better than the one we inherited. So today I want to share with you some pillars that I believe are essential in shaping the future of work in alignment with the UN's vision for peace, development, and human rights. Now, like I said, we're standing at the precipice of a great transformation in how we earn a living, build our societies, and govern our economies. Let's step aside, first of all, outside our individual sectors and recognize the forces that are shaping our shared future. And why do I say we are at an intersection? It is the AI revolution, as we all know. Generative AI is not just optimizing tasks, it's redesigning entire industries. This trend presents a monumental choice. Will we use this power to create an unprecedented wealth for a few, or to establish a more inclusive, productive, and humane economy for all? It also includes the climate transition. The shift to a net zero world is a massive job creator and a massive job disruptor. It demands new skills, new infrastructure, and new forms of energy and manufacturing. A green economy must be a just economy. There is a demand for dignity and purpose. We've heard about the great resignation, or the quiet quitting, or the quiet resignation. And there's a call for greater flexibility and well-being, which signal a fundamental shift. Workers, particularly the younger generation, as many of us will see, are demanding a workplace that is defined by purpose, equity, mental health support, and not just profit. These are global forces. Not a single company or a single civil society organization and no single government can manage these shifts alone. This is where the UNGA theme, Better Together, becomes our guiding principle. Now, to align the future of work with the goals of peace, development, and human rights, we must activate a new form of multilateralism, a genuine partnership between business, civil society, as well as the government. For development to be sustainable, it must be inclusive. Our collective focus must be on upskilling and reskilling on a planetary scale. The private sector, as we all know, holds the key to these developments because we are the ones who create jobs. We need a new social contract that views labor not just as a cost to be cut, but as a strategic asset to be developed. We have a saying in my company that if you take away all our machines, all our buildings, all our technology, and you leave us with our people, In another 10 years, we will rebuild the business back again. That tells you the power of people and why any development has to be human-centric. Now, like I said, the first pillar that we need is a human-centered approach to work, particularly with the rise of automation. In an era defined by rapid technological advancement, artificial intelligence, automation, and the fourth industrial revolution, it is easy to forget that work is not just about efficiency or profit. Work is about people. It is about dignity. It is about purpose. And it's about leaving the world a better place for the next generation. For instance, the International Labour Organization reminds us that decent work is a cornerstone of human rights. As we look to the future, we must ask, how do we ensure that the rise of automation and technology does not come at the cost of human livelihoods? The answer lies in placing people at the heart of innovation, like I said. Businesses must invest in upskilling and reskilling of workers, and each person also must ensure that they continue to invest in themselves in upskilling. Governments can create policies that foster inclusive growth, and the civil society, like you here, can advocate for those who are at risk of being left behind. Together, we can create an ecosystem where technology enhances human potential rather than replace it. Actually, I often wonder at the thought of machines replacing humans. While this is true for specific tasks that are better automated, technology will never have feelings, intuition, nor a sensing of what's really important to humans at a point in time. Humans will design this future and what technology will look like. As such, the type of work that humans engage in will change, and we should focus less on replacement and humanize the limitless opportunities that lie ahead of us. Let us focus more and commit to a future where every individual has access to meaningful work, a future where no one is left behind. This in itself is a human right. For every role automated by AI, your companies must commit to reskilling affected employees to a new, higher value position within your organization, or support them with transitions to a growing sector like the green economy. This is an investment in social stability. We must embrace multilateral standards, work with governments and labor organizations to establish global standards for digital AI literacy, ensuring all workers in all countries, particularly our part of the world, the global south, have access to the same high-quality training. Development, remember, is not a solo act. It is a shared venture. We talk about human rights in the context of work. It means equity, inclusion, and safety, both physical and digital. As a civil society, we have an urgent and crucial role to play in holding all of us accountable. The theme of this UNGA's 80th anniversary reminds us that we are better together. This is especially true when it comes to addressing inequities in the world of work. Today, as we all know, millions of people, women, minorities, the youth, and marginalized groups face barriers that prevent them from accessing opportunities. The future of work must be one of inclusion, where diversity is not just celebrated, but leveraged as a strength. This leads me to my opening statement of the UN General Assembly. But it requires collaboration across sectors. Businesses must create equitable workplace cultures. Governments must enforce policies that protect the rights of workers, and the civil society must amplify the voices of the unheard as this group is doing today. Now, civil society needs to forge the global digital compact. AI is only as ethical as the data it is trained on and the rules that govern it. Civil society must drive the advocacy for the principles of the UN Global Digital Compact, ensuring that new digital technologies do not hardwire already existing biases against women, minorities, or people with disabilities into the very operating system of the future of work. We need to prioritize well-being. The right to mental health and work-life balance is non-negotiable. Civil society groups can pressure companies and governments to move beyond token gestures and establish mental health support as an essential funded component of all employment benefits. It's also an instrument of peace. Peace is not merely the absence of conflict, it's the presence of justice and opportunity. Governments must be the architects of a stable, enabling environment where this new economy can thrive. For instance, you can establish universal social protection in the new future of work. As traditional employment models continue to change and adapt, governments need to collaborate to create portable and universal social safety nets, including healthcare, retirement, and unemployment insurance that follow the worker, regardless of their location or employment. A lot of borderless work now is happening, a lot of remote work, but then we need to ensure that the policies that govern it ensure that everybody is taken care of within this process, irrespective of where you are. This in itself will serve as a basis for peace through economic security. We must also encourage youth participation in shaping the future of work. Youth are the leaders of tomorrow, and their voices must be central to conversations about the future of work. Governments, businesses, and civil society must create platforms for youth engagement and leadership development. Education systems must be modernized to equip young people with the skills they need for the jobs of the future. This particular line is my pet peeve as a business person. Oftentimes, you recruit young people straight from the universities who are not ready for the kind of roles or the requirements of the jobs of today. I encourage also the academia to work very closely with the industry to redesign curriculums for the future of work and ensure that the youth of today are equipped with the skills required and relevant for the market of today. Lots of internships, apprenticeships, and mentorship programs should be expanded to provide young people with real-world experience. By empowering the next generation, we can ensure that the future of work is vibrant, dynamic, and forward-looking. Now, as I close, the path to a future of work defined by the UN's ideals of peace, development, and human rights is not easy. It requires sacrifice, trust, and a true commitment to working better together. The future of work holds immense promise, but it also comes with significant challenges. By focusing on these key areas, lifelong learning, inclusive work models, digital equity, sustainability, mental health, and collaboration, we can create a future that aligns with the UN's vision. For businesses, now I want to challenge each and every one of you. Your unparalleled capacity for innovation and resourcing deployment must be directed towards inclusive growth. Civil society, your moral clarity and on-the-ground expertise must be the conscience of this transition. And governments, your power to set fair rules and invest in public goods must be the guarantee of a level playing field. Now, let us leave this gathering not with new plans to compete or who can get the best DeepSeek or AI, but with a shared treaty and understanding to cooperate. Let us build a future where technological progress and economic growth are intrinsically linked to the dignity and human rights of every single person in this world. Let the legacy of the 80th UN General Assembly be the moment we collectively declared that the work of the future is in the world of building a better world together. I thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. She deserves a huge round of applause. Please, can we have your emojis and everybody online? Please put your hands together for her. Thank you so much, madam. I'm so happy that women are at the helm of issues right now. And the first message, better together. There's no greater thing, especially at this time where there are wars in different places and issues in different places. Thank you so much once again. Just a little bit of housekeeping. Can we all put on our cameras so we can see each other? Yes, thank you very much. Let's put on our cameras. And then, because of time, we skipped a couple of things. So I'll do the proper introduction. My name is OJ, Ojugonyelukachukwu, everybody calls me OJ. And together with Faith, will be your friend for this particular session. So I'll say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody here. And welcome to American Exchange Fire Festival. We played a video earlier on by the newly elected president of the GA. And as you all already know, the message is we are better together. So without wasting much time, I would like for us to move to the panel session. Can I ask if all our panelists are here? If our panelists are here, please kindly signify with the emoji. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Abide. Who else? Thank you, Rafiu. So at this point, I'd just like to hand over to the moderator. And our moderator for today is Dr. Letitia A. Malcolm. You're very welcome, madam.
Greetings to everyone. I'm hoping that let me make sure that I'm not echoing. Okay, so greetings to everyone. My name is Dr. Letitia Malcolm. I am Jamaican American of Nigerian descent. I am a proud Pan-Africanist. I studied in the University of Ghana through the U.S. Department of State's Fulbright program. In addition to that, I am a DC government employee. I own the Collaborative for Leadership Policy and Advocacy, and I work with the Black professionals in international affairs as their global ambassador for education and the vice president of education and exchange. And that allows me to be a liaison to embassies in Washington, DC, as well as permanent missions for the United Nations. So I am happy to discuss this conversation around AI. This is something that many people think this is just starting, but AI technically started during the Industrial Revolution. Anytime there is automated and repeated functions of things, those are technically AI. While we have so many things that we're discussing and many people are concerned about their jobs, but there are really good benefits to artificial intelligence, whether it can help out in the educational sector, in the health sector, even when it comes to national and global security and global economies. But there are some challenges that we have to recognize as we're discussing AI, whether it's due to data bias. It has been noted, particularly here in the United States, that most data models for AI are being used for white faces. So anytime there is certain commands in AI, white faces automatically provide bias, which then negatively impacts Black communities in America, especially when it comes to policing, things like that. There's also other data bias just because there's not a lot of information that is put into training models related to AI. So we're going to have a great discussion, and I thank you all for inviting me on to this panel, into this event, and we will get started. So we have 3 panelists for this fireside chat. We have, and I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing the names right, Omatola Umi. We have Ibrahim Ahmed, Pamilaran Adegoke. So Omatola is a fractional CEO of Semaform Foundation and Rebirth Hub, and works at the intersection of business, technology, and social impact. Mr. Ahmed is an outreach director for the Organization for Advancement of Nigeria. And I actually had a conversation with the ambassador of Nigeria yesterday, a good friend of mine, as well as a community leader. And Adegoke, Ms. Adegoke is a media mastermind that has worked with brands like Pepsi, as well as Adekunle Gold, to craft powerful and authentic narratives. Okay, so we will start with Pamilaran. And in a world that is increasingly filled with AI-generated content, how do you find and amplify authentic human stories? As well, how do you see AI not just as a replacement, but as a partner in that process? And is our first panelist.
Yes, sorry, this is Chase. Thank you so much. We'd like to do a roll call so that we know your panelists are on the call, so it's easier to be able to identify those who are available. Letitia, I think Omotola is on the call, and we need to confirm if Ahmed is also on the call, and we would read out the gender. So I think Omotola is on the call. I don't think we have Ahmed on the call, so we just have to work with Omotola and for the chat.
Thank you so much. All right, Omotola, I will move on to you. Thank you so much for joining. So you are doing some powerful work at the intersection of civil society, as well as innovation and advocacy. So how do you see AI empowering nonprofits and civil society organizations to collaborate more efficiently and tackle global challenges?
Thank you very much for inviting me to this session. My name is Omotola Faumi, as you have mentioned. I believe that AI empowers civil society organizations in many ways, one of which would be automating administrative and administrative tasks, and maybe like decision-making, data-driven decision-making processes. AI is able to connect and directly communicate with multiple donors in the language they understand and adapt the communication specifically. While in the past, we will have sent out like general messages to donors, send out probably the same newsletter. With AI, you can tailor each communication to your donors. So that brings a very personalized approach to engagement, which by listening and understanding the donors, or not just the donors, but the stakeholders with which you work, you can properly tailor your communication to them. That's one. Another would be content creation. Whilst in the past you had to again design what was general and generic for each person, now with AI you can create different contents for different communities, communicating your intent as an organization, but tailoring it to your audience. That way, there's better engagement. The AI is able to help with doing that, of course, in a very short time, and building rapport at a very personal level, which was previously not possible prior to this great tool of engagement. Another would be maybe something around like program delivery. Whilst in the past, you had to physically send people to various locations, you had to physically send people to gather data. Now, a lot of the data that's available, we can work both with internal data and data available from other organizations similar to what you are doing. So I think that AI will or has revolutionized how we do work in the development sector, and there's still more opportunities, going forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question. And just following up, because I mentioned how sometimes AI is trained and it provides data bias. And of course, we know that primarily for the United States, and even if you're not speaking, could you please make sure that you are muted?
Yeah, I think Ibrahim just joined, and that was the reason for the connection. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So speaking to that regarding data, if you could share what of your ideas are your thoughts regarding bias as it relates to data, as it relates to the way that AI is trained, because like I said, that is some issue here in the United States and across other countries as well, particularly pertaining to Black individuals versus the content and the data that's provided to white individuals.
Thank you. That's a very powerful question. And bias is evident in a lot of the things that we see. My position would be that if those of us who are Black and colored need to get off the consumer side of AI and get actively involved in the producer creative side, where we can feed the data, because you can't blame somebody if there's no data available or they don't come to you to find out the data. We need to provide that data. It's the same thing with like storytelling. For years, the picture and stories of Africa were pictures of suffering, of I mean, even in the development sector, it was about, flies over a child's head suffering in Somalia and some other, so I apologize, not necessarily Somalia, but I'm just giving that as an example. And so the stories of Africa did not come out until people from Africa and people from the African diaspora took an active interest in investing in telling our stories. In the same way, we should not be late to the program of AI. We need to get actively involved. We need to train people. We need to provide the data. We need to feed the data into the system because AI can only work with the data that's available. I don't think that's something we can ask people to do for us.
Thank you so much. And the last question for right now, could you please discuss how can we use AI to address the efforts that address issues that we see with young professionals? Something that I do here in DC with Opportunity Academies for the government is addressing the way that education can really change the trajectory of individuals who are not considered the typical students, whether they are coming into school very late and they are in their 20s or 30s just getting their high school diploma, or even if they do not have access to the internet and maybe have to go to data centers or libraries. But could you address just maybe some ways that AI could be used to benefit young professionals and young adults in general?
How AI can help young adults? I would look at that through the lenses still of what data is available, where do they access this data, who creates and provides this data, and then for like libraries, what opportunities are available for young professionals. So a young professional is trying to develop themselves, a young professional is trying to grow either in their profession or in their just regular life. What resources are available? The quality of data available impacts on what they learn and what they're able to access. Not everyone would be able to go back to school the traditional way, whether it's online or in person. So I think our libraries provide that opportunity at a very base level. Our libraries need to be equipped, and maybe even the librarians, the people that work there, to be able to support those who come in to engage with the resources that they have. So we have to train those in the library to support these people. I don't know if that's helpful.
Thank you so much for your response. And I was notified that Ibrahim has joined, so I will go to him next. Thank you so much, Amatola. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Ibrahim, having a perspective in technology, and especially when it comes to uniting people, could you please tell us how AI-driven tools can either divide us further or bring us closer together? Also, how do you see AI being used to bridge those gaps? You're muted.
Sorry. Good morning, everyone. I must say sorry for my late appearance. I happened to be caught in some unavoidable situation. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Okay. If you can rephrase the question, like how can AI I'm sorry, are you with me? I don't know if you can hear me because I'm trying to capture the very well.
Okay, so it's breaking up on my end. Could you please restate what you stated?
Okay, what I said is, can you repeat the question again? You said, how can NIA bring people together?
Yes,
Okay.
so thinking about either being divided or bringing us together,
Okay.
in what ways can AI be used to bridge people?
Yeah, first of
and to
all,
foster people connected?
first of all, in terms of bringing us together, because in the way things are going of today, there has to be a modern way approach of handling things in this modern way, in this modern world. Okay. And this technology have so much tremendous, not only impact, but influence in the way we live our life today. So any invention that may have to be used in order to achieve anything for future, then it's considered to be part of the educational curriculum, which has to be well guided and guarded. In another word, we cannot just abstain from it just because AI seems to be very sophisticated right now. But rather, we have to find a way to inculcate it in an educational institution through governance and government. How it can be applied in a proper way that it will mislead not only our society, but our young ones and our youth, even as a whole, our children. Because when you look at the AI today, it's very, very difficult to be captured as something that can easily be part of something easy to recognize without damaging or without being illusionary or something that is not realistic. But of course, as technology improvises, so as anything that comes with it can impact our life. Therefore, it has a very, very positive way in which it can bring us together. That's number one. Number two, of course, being the way it is today, the generational differences is a big challenge between us and our children. And our children have been catapulted in terms of how they even perceive this technology and easily finding themselves in between the world that is faster than our own world. So the average size in which our kids are learning this AI or are utilizing AI is totally different from the way we are capturing this slow by slow. It's not all of us are inclined to this technology. So it's a big challenge. So as a result, it's causing us certain damages where we are not yet convenient. It's like a concept of mutation, So when it started, it's always a challenge. But as time goes on, after we are being fed with it, then we look at it in a very positive way, whereby it's no longer what we thought it was or it is. So I think that's a little bit I can contribute on that.
Okay, and just picking up from where you left off regarding generational gaps, in what ways can you support the elderly, and not even just the elderly, but older generations in their learning and usage of digital tools?
Can you stand by one by one? Like I said, the more the student learn, the less gap between him and his teacher. So this is where the pendulum switched. Whatever group or age of people who acquire the knowledge to create gaps are the ones who are responsible to disseminate it to the society, to even the elders. Who are the elders in the first place? You and I are elders. Who are the elders in the first place? Maybe our parents, the generation of our parents. You know? So learning, either way, like I said, it has to be an institutionalized thing through the system, putting into curriculum, just like how we used to have adult education. So either way, in whatever circumstances one finds themselves, learning is obligation. Learning is necessity. So that is where the gap will definitely come in, regardless, be it through social media, be it through the institution that regulate how the learning process, like how when the computer started. Even at late 90s, some people don't even know what computer was. But before you realize, they're the same people who have become so proficient using it. So I think it's the same pattern. It's just the time that's different.
And I would also like to submit, when we think about generational gaps, we also have to think about the way that older generations are using it and how possibly they could even be scammed. And I recently had a conversation with some, friends regarding having the youth somewhat be protectors of older generations that are around them, because it's easy for them to get scammed in this digital world. And there's so much automation and AI happening even throughout social media. That's why we have these bots that continuously generate information and false information. But sometimes some of the older generations who are not acclimated to the information may be scammed, may be misused and abused because of that. And that has had multiple reports to where it has become $1 million industry to use AI to scam older generations, whether it's through their banking information. So I feel that it's also a responsibility of the youth who are around older generations to make sure that you at least teach them something to where, you know, they can cover themselves. All right, so that's a question for you.
No, I was calling you to see if you are
Sorry,
there.
Dr. Letitia,
Yes, sir.
you have just 1 more minute for this particular session because we're trying to manage time.
No, she never forgot.
Yes, sir. The last question is, how do you use AI to help with
You want to
member
confirm for on
engagement
the line? No,
for
is
your
it possible?
organization?
Ibrahim, I think the microphone is on. Aha, good.
Oh, okay. The quick observation on the question is that, you see, with any civilization, it comes in the industrialization. And in the world of criminal justice or criminology, they perceive the advancement of technology within the industrialization world also comes with criminalization. And this is the pattern of the same pattern of behavior we all encounter. So as a result, the same way the world of technology is exploring concept in which a knowledgeable individual can use it to achieve or acquire goodness, the same way they use it to acquire this thing. And the same way they have a gate for it security-wise. So the creation of a higher level of security in an advanced level also not only predict potential threat to anything that is invented, and the same way that knowledge will be disseminated to make sure that companies that have been running for a long time, that never been familiar with this AI, the same way institutions, agencies, governmental and non-governmental, private, will also be able to explore all the channels in which they have to just elevate their knowledge in terms of that within that premises of invention. So in another word, when you create a door, you must have a key for it. When you have a door and key, you know that there is somewhere that is more precious than the door and the gate. So in another word, the same philosophy is applied to protect any current event, any current invention, any current technological advancement, in order to what? Counter-attack any potential threat in the world of technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And hopefully we have 20 seconds just for Abraham. The last question is, what advice would you give to someone who would make a difference in their community using AI?
Sorry, Brian, can you pull up your mic, please?
Yeah, there we go. We're good now.
Thank you so much. I can see Pamela just joining the call. We need to apologize. We're having some technical difficulties. We just want to be able to know that everyone on the agenda is available so that we can read. Script has been shared ahead so that each questions can be followed with the timing. We'll be calling Dr. Letitia later on to do a quick recap of this. And we sincerely apologize for those that are just joining us. So Pamela, we will just do a quick one question to you so that at least we know you're available at this session. So Dr. Letitia, we have directly the script that you were sent to and the questions available. Dr. Letitia, over to you. Just one question so we can get it done. Then Faith is going to call over the call for each of the panelists so that we have those who are confirmed here. Then we can take it from there. Thank you so much for your time, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining. Just one question. So in a world that's filled with AI-generated content, how do you find and amplify authentic human stories And how do you see AI as not a replacement, but a partner in the process?
Good morning. For me, I think people need to understand that AI. First of all, AI is here to stay. But one thing people need to realize is AI is just a tool that is here to help us. No matter what AI can do, no matter the things you think it's going to happen in the future, you can't take that human effect away from it. But instead, the way what people need to understand that you need to be able to learn, how can this help me grow? How can the use of AI ease my work? How can it help me do things faster? How can I get things done with AI? AI is here to stay. The future is here, but at the end of the day, let us have it at the back of our minds. AI is here to help and make our work easy. AI can that human effect will always be there. AI can take our jobs, and that's what people need to understand. So I tell people, research more, read more, look for ways you can develop yourself using AI. Your personal growth is very important, but how do you infuse the new technology into your personal growth is what we should be talking about. Thank you.
Thank you for your
Okay.
response.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Letitia. Thank you so much, all the panelists. So I'm going to be doing a roll call basically to help us manage our time. Every panel session lasts for a maximum of 13 minutes now. So I would strongly suggest that we keep it at 12 or 10 minutes, just so we are able to manage the time. So for our next panel session, we're going to be having Roham Guram. I don't know if he's on the call. We're also going to be having Mr. Chase. Please, are you on the call? If I just call your name, please, I just want to confirm if you're on the call.
Yeah, we're here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So Mr. Rohan Guram, CEO of Cliqk, and Mr. Chase, please, if you're on the call, you are going up next. After them, we're going to be having the next session, which has Mr. Richard Ojuri, Dr. Chanita Foster, and Mr. Mubarak Olalekon. The moderator will be Bobola Odebi. Please, I just want to confirm you are on the call. Please confirm you're on the call. So next session is Mr. Rohan Guram and Mr. Chase. And after that, we are having Dr. Chanita Foster, Richard Ojuri, and Mubarak Olalekon, moderated by Bobola Odebi. All right, so we're going to go to the next session. Once that is rounded up, I'll call the one that will come third after that, please. All right, sir, over to you for this panel session.
Thank you so much, Faith. I believe we can take on the roll call now, so we are sure everyone is here. I know we can see Murtala and the rest. So if we can take them all, then we know all the panelists that are available. Then we know the sessions that we're taking next after this and all. So please do talk about so we can know those who are available, so we can know who to swap in and make sure everything is going smoothly. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, I want to confirm if Mr. Juwon Olorunipa is online. Please just confirm in the chat so that or with a thumb or with a reaction so we know you are here. Then Captain Aliyu Ahmed Yakubu. Captain Aliyu Ahmed Yakubu. Benga Akinbulere. Benga Akinbulere. That session will be moderated by Mr. Elijah Afi. Please just confirm it from the call. Thank you.
Next, Elijah earlier.
All right. Yes, sir,
Okay,
Mr. Elijah.
Yeah, he's here.
All right, great. Okay, so I'm also still doing a roll call. Please, I want to know if Anedi Udo Obong is online. I want to know if Anedi Udo Obong is on the call. I also want to confirm if Ms. Ebaide, I've seen her on the call. I can confirm she's on the call. Do we have Prince Ero Ibafidon on the call? Prince Ero Ibafidon, if he's on the call, please. Mr. Rafiu Olaore. Mr. Rafiu Olaore. This session, that session will be moderated by Mr. Murtala Adogi. Mr. Murtala.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, thank
I'm
you,
here.
sir. Thank you, sir. Okay. Lastly, that's where we're going to have a recap, which is done by Dr. Letitia. I'm just confirming that we are all here. For the human and AI keynote, fireside keynote, we're going to be having Mr. Motola Fawumi. I don't know if she's on the call. We're going to be having the Ibrahim Ahmed. I don't know if he's on the call as well. Pamilerin Adegoke. I don't know if she's on the call. Please, if you have
Yes,
heard
I
your
am, Ibrahim.
Yeah.
all right, thank you so much. I would follow up with this in the chat. So I'm sure we have all the panelists on the chat. So I would follow up with your names per session, just to confirm that you're on the call. So I'll type your name. Can you keep your eyes in the chat even as you listen? Thank you so much. So you can go ahead with the session now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us for the American Exchange, the Fire Festival. It's so exciting to see these amazing speakers. We just want to be able to appeal to you that this session is meant for 2 hours. We are not able to at least switch panels or take your immediate request right now just to be able to at least have you jump on the call and leave. We are appealing to you that please give us this time so that we can all enjoy this together. It's a session that is being done on the sideline of the UN General Assembly, and we're communicating this communique, but we appreciate that you've taken this time to join us. So I want to thank all our speakers, but let's get real for a moment. We have all been to events like this. We exchange business cards. We have this incredible high-level conversation, and then what happens? Too often, those great content dissolve into networking chaos, the energy fades, the follow-up gets lost, and the potential impacts never materialize. So this is why we are hosting the American Exchange Fire Festival on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly, because we fundamentally believe that culture and relationship are the new capital. The UN team this year is better together. We are sad that being together requires a better operating system for connection. We need a system that ensures these connections made today don't just feel good. They drive tangible, trackable, and measurable outcomes. We need to turn fleeting moments of inspiration into lasting return on investment for our nonprofits, our businesses, and our communities. So what we do at ConcordeApp is we're not just your simple contact manager. We are the platform that quantifies the value of your network. ConcordeApp takes the scattered, high-friction data point of an event like this, who you meet, what you discuss, what the shared goal was. So if you notice the question that was posed to Amotola earlier about AI, we want to be able to see how do you transform those information into a pipeline of actionable, trackable outcomes. And that's why the likes of Semaform Foundation, which is another nonprofit that we're pushing to making sure that at least people are able to deserve the right scholarship to attend some of these conferences, logistic challenges like this, the kind of fundraising support to get. And that's why we're calling on our partner, Cliqk, who will tell us more about themselves. So we are providing this transparency, accountability, and organizational structure required to move a relationship from a nice conversation to a fully executed partnership or investment deal. We eliminate the chaos so you can focus on the culture and relationship. So the power of relationship, the power of partnership. So I'm introducing Rohan Guram, who will talk about this tracking outcome, and we show you how exactly how Cliqk works and how they hope to partner with ConcordeApp, and how we can also turn this influencer economy game that is worth billions to be relationship-based, yet historically seeing how much more we can turn relationship into revenue. Rohan, over to you.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks, everyone, for the time. It's really great to be here. I think we'll get right into it for sake of time. But I'm the CEO of Cliqk, and Cliqk is a AI talent agency. So a lot of people ask me, are you replacing creators or are you replacing the workflow of the talent agency industry? So we are very much against really replacing the human elements of creating content, the authenticity that it brings. But as many of you know, creating content is a very full-time task if you're doing it at a high level. And having representation for the individuals is very important, right? And it's been lost. People have been focusing on maximizing their own commissions and taking over 20% of influencers' earnings. So Cliqk comes in on two sides. We represent thousands of creators using human agents, but also AI agents that do the manual, mundane tasks. So we're able to represent 100 times more creators per agent, human agent, than what exists today, while taking only 10%, which is half of the industry standard. So for ConcordeApp, really, what we prepared is a very short presentation. I can just have my screen up here. But really, what this is all about, we already got a great introduction of what ConcordeApp does. I think very simply, we have a business card chaos, there's missed follow-ups, missed connections, and you have unclear ROI, right, with your networking. The app's role, as explained, will capture structure and also show you these very clearly, these connections, and help you keep that high ROI, but also high authentic relationship. So for Cliqk, high level, this is just a visual representation. We're taking meta ads or something like Facebook ads.
No, sir. Are you joining us, sir? Please, sir.
That's very unstructured right now. The whole influencer marketplace. I'm sure if anyone here has tried to grow their business with the influencer, they don't know where to go. They don't know what to charge, and they don't know how to negotiate with influencers. And the quality control is very hard, especially in this market. So what we've done is we represent thousands of people on the other end of the market, and we've made it a quick 5-step process, end-to-end, to launch an influencer marketing campaign. So similar to a Facebook ad, you'd pick your main goal, your budget, your duration, your demographics, and it gets into also now the vibes of the content to match your own brand personality. This is now the difference in a typical ad. You're not going to able to control the content type, the energy, but that's really what matters with having a match now with influencers. AI will generate a roster from your budget. It will split it across the creators. It will do the negotiation and optimize the pricing for you. And you get to basically reach out to all of these creators at once. You're paired with an AI agent to negotiate and find the best deal based off the budget and based off the duration. So this is the kind of the high level overview of what Cliqk does. And it merges with ConcordeApp really on a shared value basis of getting clarity, both on which influencers to use, but also the ROI behind the decisions. So this is an example where we have an event, we have 500 plus attendees, multiple networking sessions. Right now, we're lost with how we follow up with people, the data and the structuring. ConcordeApp comes in and does that. We amplify the use case through the correct creator network. ConcordeApp will then have, say, LinkedIn posts, Twitter posts, all the posts around this specific case study and use case. And we can measure exactly which creators perform the best and then perform an ROI analysis through machine learning. So every campaign gets better over time. And really, this is a story of turning every handshake into measurable impact. So I'll leave it there. If there's any questions and people want to connect, definitely reach out to me after. But this was a very short overview of how businesses can use Cliqk. Of course, there's a whole another side to it with how individual creators are also represented with humans plus AI. So everything we do is based on the emergence of both human plus AI working together. Thank you for your time, and I'll pass it off to our moderator.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Rohan. That was quite comprehensive. At this point, we'll quickly move to the panel, or the power panel, the future of work, influence,
Sir,
and investment.
I wanted to say something. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I feel like since we are talking about AI and the power of AI, when people are asked to speak, they could turn on their cameras so that we're sure it's not AI talking to us and that it's humans talking to us. I just feel I should make that suggestion.
That's a point.
That's a good point. Thank you very much. All right. So, panelists and moderators for the power panel, the future of work, influence, and investment, please turn on your cameras and do your presentation. So, at this point, we'd like to welcome the panelists, Dr. Chanita Foster from Beyond the Game, Mr. Richard Ojuri from M&T Bank, and Mr. Mubarak Olalekan Bakari, Bilateral. Our moderator for this session would be Bobola Odebi from Safe Circle. Mr. Bobola, you have the floor.
Thank you for that quick introduction. And good day, everyone. I'm Bobola Odebi. I'm the founder and CEO of Safe Circle. We are here to talk about the power panel on the future of work, influence, and investment. And I'm thrilled to be joined by three. I'm not sure if we confirm Dr. Foster is here, but I know Mr. Richard Ojuri and Mubarak Olalekan Bakari are here. So I'm thrilled to join with these two individuals that will be sharing their thoughts on what we are going to be discussing. So today we are diving into a conversation that is very vital for our collective future. And we'll be exploring how not only build influence, but also how to monetize ethically and sustainably. So we'll also tackle the critical topic of bridging the diaspora gap, connecting global talent and resources to drive development back home. So on that note, please join me in welcoming Richard Ojuri, a financial leader at M&T Bank, who brings a wealth of knowledge on investment, capital, and building generational wealth. And also Mubarak Olalekan Bakari, founder of Bilateral, who is a mastermind in cross-border partnerships and a key player in bridging the gap between the diaspora and the continent. Can you both introduce yourself quickly? Thank you. It's Richard Ojuri here and Mubarak Olalekan Bakari.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear
Can
you,
everybody
Richard.
hear me?
Go ahead. Yes, we can.
Fantastic. I bring you very warm greetings from the motherland. Thank you very much. I was waiting for Mr. Richard to jumpstart. But then my name is Bakari Mubarak. Mr. Bobola, I've actually introduced. Thank you very much for that kind and warm introduction. I am, my background is modeling. I'm regarded the tallest model in sub-Saharan Africa, but that has never been the ultimate for me. It has always been a deployment strategy to position for global impact. And that being said, I have over the years been able to leverage that unique status to promote and propagate the African culture whilst incorporating art. And like you rightly said, I have always been a staunch advocate of a unification and collaboration between the continent and Africans on the continent and the diaspora. And I always believe that it's all right for us as people of African descent to be scattered around the world.
Mr. Bobola, I think he has some network issues, so maybe you move to the next.
Cool.
To the next version.
Yes. Okay, I can see. Oh, all right. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so Ms. Richard, you know, I
Hey, how
guess
you guys
we
doing?
can, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us. It's nice to have you here. So I guess, you know, we can quickly, you know, start with you as well. So with your expertise in investment and finance at M&T Bank, what are the biggest opportunities you see for the diaspora to invest in and contribute to the growth of the continent, and beyond sending remittances back home? And also, what strategic investment vehicles can be used to bridge the diaspora gap and foster the long-term economic development?
Yeah, I think just from me being a banker, a commercial banker here in the States, I think the most important thing that we should be focused on is investing in our businesses here. So if you have an entrepreneurship business here and they're putting money back into Africa, because as you guys may know, by 2050, Africa is going to have the most powerful workforce, as majority of the continent of Africa are the youth, right? And whereas a lot of countries like America, China, Europe, we have a negative birth rate, right? America's not there yet, but a lot of people have a negative birth rate. And I think it's essential to capitalize on the capitalism here in the States so that you can invest back home in Africa. And I think the best ways to capitalize on your money here in the States is using the stock market, right? Putting your money in any just traditional deposit account is safe. But if you're looking to amplify your interest in the money that you have, I think having a stock market and putting it in an S&P 500 or other stuff to your courtesy will give you good returns.
Yeah, thank you, Richard, for sharing that. Mubarak, your company, Bilateral, is at the forefront of bridging the diaspora gap. From your perspective, what are the key challenges and opportunities in connecting global talent and resources to the continent? And also, what is the single most important action that policymakers, business leaders, and community members in the diaspora can take to foster this connection?
Thank you very much for that very profound question. I think I'll talk about the opportunities first. You know, like I rightly said earlier, you know, to set the basis, the global African community is actually at the bottom of economic affairs, you know, in the world right now. And one of the things that I recommend is for us to be able to foster collaborations, you know, by virtue of first things first, talk about the challenges. I think it's about understanding the diaspora, you know, the culture and the dynamics. But I don't think it is even so much of a problem because we could relate to each other. These are our brothers and sisters who left the African continent at some point in time to the diaspora, right? And I feel that by virtue of opening our minds and learning the opportunities that exist or that are existential on the continent and in the diaspora would help us be able to leverage better. I was having a conversation with an associate in Jamaica who actually who has a cosmetic brand. And then he was telling me about the difficulty in getting shea butter from the continent because they have an intermediary. You see what I mean? By virtue of the fact that they have not been able to devise means to facilitate their cross-border payment. The moment I heard that, I told him, listen, we have an extensive network in Nigeria who can make this happen for you. And I also put them in touch with an associate who does cross-border payment. In a nutshell, that has literally just opened up a direct market, you know, between the Caribbean and the continent. So that being said, I think when we look at this on the holistic scale, we would have more access to a market beyond just the 54 African countries that we already have access to, you know. And this, in my opinion, I think is one of the most important opportunities, as well as cultural exchange, and as well as collaborations from all several different other standpoints, especially in the creative sector as well.
Thank you so much, Mubarak, for that response. That's very amazing. And I think for the sake of our time, I will just ask one more question. And this is a question for both of you. In a world of constant change, what is one piece of advice you would give to an individual who wants to build a career that is both personally fulfilling and economically successful?
Does Mr. Richard want me to go first?
I guess you can go first.
Okay, so I'll make this very, very quick. And I think I am pretty much an embodiment of what this is. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Right. A call came in and was trying to truncate this one. So I thought I went off for a bit. So I was saying I am pretty much an embodiment of this. Growing up, I happen to be, for context, I'm actually just 6'9". And growing up, a lot of people are always very amazed, and they are still very amazed. And when I walk into a room, people ask me, how tall are you, before they ask me what my name is, right? And I thought, I get a lot of attention by virtue of this, but I never wanted it to be, to revolve around I never wanted my life to just revolve around what I look like. So I've always wanted to be impactful, right? And in essence, I tried as much as possible to, first things first, learn. And this is my very first recommendation. We have to submerge ourselves in knowledge. Like they say, information is power. But before then, it's important that we know who we are. You see, I heard a saying when I was just about 16. It says, man, know thyself. And that has always been a very guiding principle for me. So if you know yourself in a world that has so much diversity, and then you are able to inculcate the habit of learning on a constant basis. This is the fourth industrial revolution, the advent of AI, the advent of quantum technology. The moment you're able to learn constantly, I believe you would be able to leverage who you are, and bring about the intersection between your knowledge of the world and what is existential to thrive, in a nutshell. So this is my recommendation. And then I also believe strongly that now more than ever, we people of African descent must endeavor to start building bridges rather than build walls. It is now, and the time is now, in a nutshell. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bakari. Over to you, Richard.
Yeah, please, could you please repeat the question so I can understand it more?
Yeah, sure. So in a world of constant change, what is one piece of advice you would give to an individual who wants to build a career that is both personally fulfilling and economically successful?
It's funny, right? I think there's a lot of noise right now going on around the world, right? I think a lot of times, for example, AI. AI is a buzzword to me. Of course, AI is very important, but a lot of people don't even know what AI is. They're still in the first stages of AI. So I think utilizing what we currently have, yes, focusing on it, but not just making it the main point. Find something that you like, something that you love, so that, because as everyone here on this call knows, times are going to get challenging. I don't pray that for anybody, but it will. Sometimes you're going to go through some courses or challenges. And if you're doing what you love within your career or within your business, that's fine. That gives you more ways to get up and go tackle it more, right? And then I think having a mentor within your current field is key. For example, I'm the youngest in my division at my current bank. And if it wasn't for my mentor, I wouldn't really know a lot of ways to maneuver around the industry. Having someone that did it before. So that way, even though you may think you know it all, but I guarantee you don't. and somebody that came before you is going to know how to maneuver through that way. And a lot of times you need someone who's going to be talking about you in front of doors that you're not in, right? A lot of us are being spoken about in rooms that we're not in, and we need people that can advocate for us. Because a lot of times it's not about what you know, it's about who you know, to be transparent with you. So I think it's having a mentor, focusing on a lot of stuff, blocking out the noise, and staying consistent with what you're doing. Consistency is the key. A lot of people quit before they reach the destination. There's no reason to quit. Just keep on going and you'll get there.
Thank you both for sharing your thoughts on this panel. We've learned a lot from both of you, and we really appreciate you joining us. And over to you, host. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Boboa. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thank you, everybody. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much for the very rich conversations. Really enlightening. And as we talk about AI and technology, I just want to say that personally, I will not be satisfied with technology and AI until I can download food from my phone, because I'm a foodie. So you guys are into tech, please start working on that. Faith, over to you, Faith. Faith, are you there?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you so much for the man that just said we should not make AI a buzzword. Everyone should find what works for them and then scale from there. Okay, so moving on, we're having a bit of a clash, and I just thought to address that. I want to know if we have the following people on the call so that we just pick them, and kindly permit us to do that. Now, we are supposed to have a panel for AI, and we're supposed to have a panel for networking activation. However, please confirm. I know that Mr. Elijah Afi has been on the call, but I want to confirm if we have Juwon Olorunipa on the call. Please,
yes,
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Do we have Captain Aliyu on the call? Do we have Captain Aliyu?
Yeah, sure. I'm here.
Thank you, sir. Do we have Mr. Benga Akimbulere on the call, please?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you so much. Mr. Elijah Afi, I know you're on the call. Thank you so much, sir. Please, you can go ahead with your session, with your panel session, sir.
All right, so it's not actually a panel session per se.
Fireside chat.
Well, it's more like a hot ones inspired game side event, kind of like to warm things up, get things spicy, so that we don't just be all serious. We'll be talking about AI, work from home, but it's going to be educational. First off, we have Juwon Olorunipa, also known as Juma B. He's an acclaimed songwriter, an actor who is equally known for his philanthropic work. So join us, welcome him on the club. Juwon, are you here? Just say hello.
I've been here, I'm still here, and I won't leave here until we're done.
All right, thank you, Juwon, for joining us. So next we have Captain Aliyu Ahmed Yakubu. He's a distinguished pilot turned entrepreneur and a group managing director and CEO of Piatic Group. Are you here, Mr. Aliyu?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Captain Aliyu, can you please show us your face? It's our time, so we need to see your face. All right.
I believe I've been on the video since, so I'm sure you
no,
can
but
see
now
my
is our time, so we need you live. All right, so
it's all right.
have
It's okay.
also finally we have Benga Akimbulere. He's a multi-award winning staff software engineer at Palo Alto Networks, who builds AI-powered cybersecurity at scale. So thank you very much, my panelists. Benga, are you here? Just say hello.
Yeah. Hello, I'm here.
Yeah, but we can't see your face, so I think we need to see your face. All right, thank you. All right, so my first question basically will go to Juma B, right? Juma B, are you ready? All right.
100%.
All right, are you there?
I'm here, 100%.
All right, so as an artist and a philanthropist, right?
Yeah.
We know that you navigate two very different worlds, right? What's one unexpected lesson that you've learned from your philanthropic work that has made you a better artist?
First, there's one part we are as well missing, which happens to be the political part of me. I'm actually the special advisor to Kogi State Governor on Arts and Culture. and of course the youngest special advisor currently in Nigeria. You know, before I
Yes, yes.
further, I would love to, express how honored I am to be on this platform because it's been long overdue for us to have conversations like this. Apart from the advantages of application of AI as humans in all we do, there should be realistic conversations that weighs our capacity in every sphere. Now, back to my philanthropic, gestures. There's a platform called Jumabe Inspires, where in the last 6 years, we've been able to give over 360 scholarships to higher institution students back home in the North Central Nigeria. And I'm honored to have somebody like Captain, the CEO Piatic, on this platform with myself. He's one of our major sponsors who supports us every year, gives us one of his jets to fly musicians in and out to encourage, the inmates, because the idea of Jumabe Inspires basically is to add value to lives, no matter how minute it is. And over time, we've been able to, apart from the scholarships we give to students, 60 students every year, we've been able to, of course, release over 12 inmates from the correctional centers. Some were forcefully jailed. Some have actually exceeded their interval of stay. Apart from that, as well, renovated over 9 orphanages in North Central Nigeria, Kogi State precisely. So for me, I've learned a lot of lessons about, human building. I understand that it goes beyond just my passion. I've seen again over time that in trying to get these gestures up, while trying to make these moves, I see there are lots of people that are as passionate as myself. There are people who share the same vision. But the fact that I've been able to activate at a tender age, I started this at the age of 29, and I've run over 10 years on it. I've seen that the energy I put in has actually helped over 12 people from my territory, groom platforms like mine and even bigger platforms as well to add value to lives, so it goes beyond even the sphere of Africa to the international and the Western world, where we're getting buzzes, connects, and conversations like this that led to this kind of spirit we're all on. So for me, I've learned so much, but it's more of positive than negative, actually. Of course, there are lots of people as well that would not really tap into your vision. So it takes, high level of consistency to get to where we are. And we're grateful for how far so far.
Wow, thank you so much, Jumabe. I mean, that's really, really impactful, and thank you very much for sharing.
Yes, sir.
One of the things that we are advocates for is the fact that every platform, no matter how much we drive enterprise, there should be impact-driven work, and I think you are really, really exemplifying that. So thank you very much, Captain Aliyu. Over to you. Basically, I know that as a pilot, you are used to flying high precision, high risk, but then, I mean, you're a pilot who has turned to become an entrepreneur, and what I would like to just share with us is what's the biggest risks you've taken in your entrepreneurial journey, and what did that experience teach you, about venturing into high risk situations and winning?
Okay, thank you very much. I want to believe you can all hear me.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Oh, very good. When you talk about risks, I've been taking risks in my entire life, and I have. Let me start from the recent one. I invited PwC as my consultant recently to do a thorough transformation in my company. That's one of the biggest risks I know I've just taken recently. I paid over 700 billion. So it's a risk, something I've never.
700 what?
Million.
Wow.
Yeah, that's in naira anyway, not dollar.
Oh, okay. That's fine. But it's still a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, for consultancy, right?
That's in naira. So that's the latest risks I've taken. I have been taking risks from around 14 when I lost my both parents. My dream is to become a pilot, and I told myself, even without parent, I know I can do it. I'll be summarizing the whole stories before I get to where I take major risk. I got a job in Multilinks Telecom through a friend, and I was paying my school fees for 2.5 years to become a pilot. I've never been to South Africa. I sent an email to the school. They responded. I gave them a call. They responded, and I started paying the school fees. That's one of the biggest risks. If I would have been scammed, I would have been scammed forever, So I paid that school fees for 2.5 years, and one morning I received an email from the school that, you know what, your school fees is completed. You can come over to South Africa. And I started saving to transport to fly myself to South Africa, my first time traveling out of Nigeria. You know, so it's really a big risk. I've taken a lot of risk. There was a time that, you know, people believe for you to become a pilot, you must be from a rich family or being sponsored by the government. I was not sponsored. One day I was going to the school and I didn't eat because I don't have money and I don't have food. I have this, I don't know if I should call it a pride or an ego. I can't ask you for anything that has to do with my well-being. I just told myself in my class that I rich kids from Nigeria and all over, but I just remained myself. You know, when I took off from Lanseria in South Africa, I was going to a place called Rustenburg. If there's any South African person here, are you there?
Yes, we're here.
Okay, if there's any South African person here, you know where Rustenburg is. Approaching to land in Rustenburg as a student, I had a blackout, and I was the only one in the airplane. Yeah, so...
Wait.
You said what?
You said you had a blackout, and what happened?
Yeah. And I don't know how I managed to land. I was able to land the airplane and parked. And when I parked right in the middle of the runway. They had to just call and come, is everything all right? When they came, I was already awake. I was like, yeah, I'm just trying to check my brake. You know, this bravery. What came to my mind is I don't have parents. I am here to achieve my dream. If I bring myself out now, that's the end of it. And they were asking me, are you all right? I said, yes, I'm just checking the brake, and I had to go back. So I begged the girl in one of the restaurants there that, please, I had a blackout, I have not eaten. Do you know when this woman gave me food? This lady gave me food. Immediately I finished eating, I slept off. You know, that's one of the risks. As a pilot, and I've taken a lot of risks in my career that I'm not supposed to mention. Yeah, it's against the practice. So I've taken a lot. You know, my dream again is to own an airline, to own a big company. While I was in flying school, I kept telling my friends that let's register a company. Are you there? I think
yes, we're here. We're listening. We are hearing you.
Okay, so I told my friend, let's register a company. We're in another 10-15 years, we should be able to own a jet, have a construction company and all of that. They didn't believe me. So the Piatic is not really a word. Nobody should even try and search the meaning. It's the acronyms of my friends. The P is Presley. The YA is my name, Yakubu Aliyu. Taufik is T, Inua and Clarence. Unfortunately, the two I and C crashed while we were in flying school. So they didn't survive it.
Wow. But you still maintain the name.
Oh yeah, it's now a household name. I'm making it go global. If you check the company Piatic Group Limited, you see how big it is and where it's going right now. So I pursue that dream. Down the line, 12-15 years, now we own 2 jets. I own 2 jets, not with them anyway, because they didn't believe in that dream from the inception. So basically, transforming from the cockpit to the boardroom, it's something that I have to do. I've not seen most of these things as risk. I've taken a lot of risks before now. So, but it's something that I believe anybody can do. Once you have the mind to do it, believe you me, you can do it. Once you believe in yourself, it's tough. It's really tough. It's a tough decision, but yes, I have to do it. It's a dream, and I want to believe in another 2-3 years, I'll be among the major speakers in the United Nations, standing as the CEO of Piatic, inshallah.
Amen.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. We'll come back to you. But I'll go on. That's really, really fascinating. So I'll move on to you, Benga. You know, Benga, you are at the forefront of AI, and cybersecurity. Can you please tell us about a time when an AI-driven solution you built solve the problem in a way that even surprised you yourself?
Okay, thanks for asking that. One of the time that
Are we going to?
yeah, one of the time that the solution surprised me was when I was working in Nigeria at Ash Nelson Network. So we wanted to build a solution that can safeguard national payments, and the solution will be used in one of the biggest payment processor in Africa, right? So we built an anti-money laundering application that is embedded with AI. So the application can understand human behavior. It's understand behavioral aspect of human being from when you are registered in the bank. Then the AI already started studying you, started studying your transaction, different kind of transaction, the way you transact business, and the AI is so smart that it can also predict that, oh, this something is going wrong. So it was a very important solution in Nigerian payment system, because as at that time the payment processor was trying to solve a particular problem. Then when you try to transact a business, or maybe let me use an example, maybe you want to send money to your friend, right? You dial the person account number, then it goes to the bank. Then from the bank communicates to the payment processor. The payment processor check balance and check everything, send it back to the bank, tell the bank that okay, it is good to go. You can make the transaction go through or not. The bank tells you that, oh, okay, successful, debit you, credit the person. So that was what was happening then, but they needed another layer of security whereby an application can understand if someone is trying to do any fraudulent activity. So from the time of the payment processor, and that's where my application comes in, from the payment processor, it comes to my application, run through my code, and try to understand if there's an illegal transaction happening, right? It was a very huge success, and I was very happy when I heard that it has been used in Nigeria.
Hello, colleagues. Good
Yes.
afternoon.
Are you there?
Yeah, once again, yes, this is Murtala Duji Mohammed. Think because of time, we need to go into the last session, the last panel session. I don't know. OJ, are we good to go?
Murtala, can you
Yeah,
just hold on, please? We're about rounding up.
Let Elijah just round up, then we enter into the next session.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I just come in. Go
Elijah,
ahead,
2 minutes, please.
Elijah. Go.
Thank you. Sorry, Benga, about.
No problem.
Elijah?
Were you done, Benga?
Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much, Benga. So because of time, we'll have to speed things up a bit. So I'll give room for final words from each of the panelists. I will start with you, Benga, first.
All right, thank you. My final word is we are in the world of AI, and we should all try to take advantage of it. AI is going to get better, and what I'm very sure about, the current version of the AI, or any version of AI you are currently using, is the weakest version of the AI. It means that no matter how you think the AI you are using currently is very, very intelligent, in the next 1 month, if you try to use the same AI, it's going to give you a better solution to any problem. So AI is evolving, and as AI is evolving, we should try to use it to transform our businesses. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Benga. That's really powerful. I'll go next to Captain Aliyu. Final words, please, sir. Is he still on the call? If Captain Ali is not around, then Jumabi. Jumobi, are you there? Wow, it seems like they're out of the meeting, but thank you so much for the opportunity to join us on this conversation. Mr. Chase, the convener of this, and thank you very much, everyone, for staying on the call. I would hand over now to the next panel.
All right, thank you very much, Elijah. That was the experiences were very rich, and I think we should do this more often, Mr. Chase. We should do this more often, because we are all learning quite a lot of things from here. Okay, for the next session, which is about AI and grand challenges, our speakers include Alexa Baranov, Business Relationship Manager, JP Morgan Chase. The topic, Beyond Banking, how JPMC fuels the for-profits and non-profits. The moderator for this session is my friend and my brother, Murtala Adogi Mohammed, PhD, a policy entrepreneur. The participants include Aniedi Udo Obong, Google, Ebaide Omiolu, the Ebaide Heki Initiative, Prince Iro Ibafidon, Water Light Save Initiative, and Mr. Rafiu Olauri, Youth Enterprises Development and Innovation Society. Mr. Murtala, you have the floor, please. You're muted. You're muted.
Overloaded with back-to-back meetings and events. Sorry. So, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I stay here listening and I learned a lot. My brother Elijah just concluded the session that it was a robust engagement, most especially around sharing the risk and lessons learned. So my panelists, we are going straight to the point because of time, and we plan to end everything by 2, but it's gonna maybe go a little bit after that. So we have been discussing about AI, and it comes with challenges, definitely. So the session will explore some of these challenges and how we can be able to, 15-minute session, and how we can be able to address these challenges. So the question will go to the all panelists that are here, and we're going to start with a question that has to do with, to start with something that, if AI is often framed as a tool for profit, but also has a solution to some of the world's toughest challenges. From your perspectives, what does it mean to balance these two goals? Getting the profit and addressing the challenges working with AI. So I expect all the panelists to respond to this question. So let me start with Aniedi Udo. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Well, go ahead. Aniedi Udo, go ahead. How do you balance making profits and also addressing challenge with AI?
I think that's a very interesting question, and it's something that I would say a lot of businesses worldwide, a lot of thought leaders, a lot of governments, a lot of stakeholders have been working actively towards. I'll give you a classic example. For many companies, including the company I currently happen to work for, you have 2 versions of your AI models in the market. For instance, we have Gemini, or we call the Gemini family of models, and we have another model we call Gemma. So Gemma is the open source version of the Gemini model. So to actually keep driving innovation, you do need a level of investment. And without that level of investment, as probably a company or as an organization or as an institution, it is very difficult to fund research. It's very difficult to include these AI in your products to make them actually useful with productivity in medicine, in health, and other things like that. But on the other hand, you need a lot of research. And no individual, no one company, no one for-profit company has a monopoly of knowledge. All the 10 smartest people don't work for the same organization in the world. So for those who are not profit-driven, who don't have infrastructure, who don't have all the bells and whistles of running a big tech company as they're likely to be thought about. You have to think of those who are working in academia, those who are working in philanthropy, and still want to be able to provide these same tools or these same capabilities so that they can challenge the world's biggest problems: hunger, climate change, forestation, famine, war. So I think having a two-pronged approach, even for profit companies, is one way to go about it. And in some other situations, some other companies just go and say, well, in terms of the AI tooling or the AI research, we will stay completely open source. So it is more like an executive decision, but I think there's some there's some collective industry consensus that you can either be completely driving all your operations for profits, you can do both of them, or you can decide to stay in the open way. So I think corporations or institutions funding open initiatives, making their models available to the open community, and providing things like grants and rebates for researchers, policymakers, non-profit organization is an excellent way in which we can achieve both goals at the same time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now we go to the next person. Do we have Ibaide here? Ibaide Omino?
She was on the call earlier. Maybe she dropped off.
Oh, okay. Then I will just move to Prince.
Yes.
I hope Prince is with us because he raised the issue of putting video so that AI will be the one talking to us. Mr. Prince.
My brother, good afternoon.
Yeah, so tell us about your work at the Water Light Save initiative. How it directly relates to sustainability, and how can AI drive solution for environmental challenge, climate change, desertification, flooding, farmer Fulani conflicts. Some of you guys that are in diaspora have not even experienced the farmer Fulani conflict, the bandits, and all these challenges. How are we going to use AI to address this challenge related to environment? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Let me lend my voice to with others that have actually celebrated the convener for this gathering. I'll say it was well put together, and yeah, it's a good cause for now. I'll say Water Light Save initiative, our work is strongly rooted in sustainability, and we believe that AI has actually come to stay because it's one of the most powerful tools available to accelerate environmental solutions. Yeah, I say that in light that's okay because AI today, if you ask AI basic questions and that relates to information, even in your village, I believe even if it is not 100% accurate, but we're sure that we're probably going to get at least a maximum of 70%. So put this into consideration that in the next few years, AI will be able to give us basic environmental updates, like, okay, what is going to be the soil fertility of this place, what needs to be done, how can we improve on these and all of those other things. And this is necessary because we believe that AI should reach out to not just those in the city centers, also those in rural communities as well. So in that light, we're able to bridge the digital divide between those in rural communities and those in the cities. So yeah, we are championing a lot of things that actually align with AI. I would say is a good way for the future.
Thank you so much. Now let's move to Rafiu.
Sorry, Mr. Mutal, so that we can take the question at the same time. Can you have Mr. Aero give a follow-up? They're working on the World Summit in Doha. What are his preparation and what are the message he wants to give there? Thank you.
And how can we also participate, pay our flight ticket and our accommodation?
Okay, that flight ticket is a concern now because Doha, is it what do they call them? DESA just approved. DESA just approved our side event, but they said because of space and timing, they are actually going to we should make it virtual, which is yeah. So, but however, after the virtual in the evening of it in Doha, we're also going to gather everybody for a proper dinner mixer and all of that. So yeah, the idea for the Doha event is actually to champion our new framework, which is the HEAL framework, which is the goal is actually to move communities from the era of AIDS into sustainability and sustainable development. However, a lot of people are beginning to see Africa as a place that is only domicile for AIDS, to go and drop AIDS in Africa. That is why now that the world is clamoring for a seat at the United Nations, mostly on the Security Council, the reason why Africa have not been considered for this because they feel like how can people we are giving AIDS to be having a seat yeah. So, but the idea is to make the world know that African is big. We have over 1.4 billion people in Africa, which in the next few years, Africa is going to be 50% of the world. So we need to be able to have the right people make decisions for Africa. So that is why we need a permanent seat at the United Nations. So to be able to make decisions, and also that, like the Kenyan president said the other day, he said we have passed the area where we just allow global leaders take decisions on our behalf. So we need we need African leaders to be able to stand up for us and make decisions for us. So yeah, the Doha event, everybody is welcomed, and when the link is out for registration, there will be in-person participation as well, though. But they just felt like that particular day, the place is packed up, so they feel it is necessary if we can streamline it so as event. Yeah. Thank you so much, and yeah, I think yeah, we're good. We are fully prepared for Doha. We are fully prepared in person and virtual.
People can reach out to you bilaterally if they
Correct.
need any support around Doha. That is coming up by November.
November 4th to 6th is November. Is Doha? Yeah, correct.
Okay, thank you so much. Now
Thank
let's
you.
now we'll move to Rafiu. I hope Rafiu is with us here. Oh, Rafiu is also not here. Okay, so I think we come to an end of the session.
I'm here.
Because of,
Since 4 p.m. I've been here.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are glad that you are back and you are with us. So, Mr. Rafiu, as a founder of the Youth Enterprise Development and Innovation Society and a representative of the Civil Society Policy Forum Working Group on the World Bank and IMF, you have a unique vantage point on youth innovation. How do you see young enterprise using AI to unlock both business opportunities and social solutions? And what key messages are you going to share with us from the World Bank annual meetings? Thank you.
Thank you so much, the organizer and the moderator and everyone. I want to say that currently, because my organization operates in marginalized communities, and then we work with underserved youth, so we understand the challenges being faced by them. Digital technology, artificial intelligence, or whatever, there are some challenges, but I don't want to emphasize on these challenges much. You know, we have in developing country, we have gap, digital divide, inadequate internet facilities, electricity issues, and then lack of resistance to change. And then our educational system has not even prepared very well for the virtual future. But as a grassroots and then pertinent stakeholders, we work together with multi-stakeholders like private, civil society, and many notable organizations to fill this gap. And then if you look at the current situation now, for example, in Nigeria, we are witnessing rapid development marked by a proliferation of startups, largely driven by the lack of a traditional white collar job. Because no job, people are now shifting to what is in vogue. So many young people are now using AI to launch businesses in sectors such as e-commerce, content creation, and then financial technology, fintech, enabling them to earn a living in a competitive environment. So civil society organizations are increasingly using digital technology to foster inclusive growth. So the challenges posed by COVID-19 has equipped many of us to create new opportunities. So stakeholders must develop a robust framework that promotes innovation and market confidence. We need to foster knowledge exchange on innovative approaches. So partnership policy may aim at youth inclusive for rural development, as well as exploring collaboration opportunities to create inclusive environment. So by leveraging digital tools, safe spaces, and economic incentives, we can accelerate progress and improve outcomes through radical and disruptive innovation. So, and then recently, the World Bank launched job creation indicators. So these job creation indicators is just to identify the gap globally, especially in developing countries, in global south as well. So, and then work together with the civil society organization. I happen to be a member of that committee. So where we discuss this gap, and then it's a continuous, and I believe it's going to have a positive impact globally. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Rafiu Olaore, and other members of the panel. We sincerely appreciate your contribution, from the Prince to Amedi, Udo, that made a wonderful contribution. And
I haven't
been called.
Prince,
I haven't been called yet.
I will take it from here. We would like to have a Abide Ominu to please share our own take on the questions shared with her. Please, thank you. Go ahead, Abide, please.
Hello? I haven't been asked any question yet, so how am I supposed to take on from here?
Oh, okay. Let me ask the person. Obade, just hold on. We called you earlier and you are not yet, so sorry.
I didn't hear. I've been on the call since 12:50, and I quickly had to step out for the emergency, but I had my earphones on. And I didn't actually hear my name, so I wouldn't have to even reach out to know if it was even still ongoing.
Okay, yes, it's ongoing. Sorry, we're glad that you're back. So, Obade, you have worked at the Obade Key initiative focused on the challenge of climate change. From your recent trip to Ethiopia, what practical solution have you seen using AI to drive climate investment, especially for marginalized community? And what are the key risks climate leaders should be prepared for in the coming COP30 in Brazil? Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, my time in Ethiopia was quite eye-opening because it was a convergence of over 60 countries in one space, driving conversations and, of course, getting training around climate justice and climate finance. And, of course, that also led to the UNFCCC's Climate Weeks that also happened, and, of course, into the African Climate Summit, the second edition they held in Ethiopia. So, I mean, it was quite eye-opening, and getting on the conversations with over 200 people from 200 young people from over 60 countries, and getting proper insight into what they do was eye-opening for me as someone who is in the space. And what I saw working on ground in Ethiopia was mind-blowing. So I witnessed firsthand how AI was being used to create hyper-local weather prediction systems that small-scale farmers can actually use. So let me just explain in brief. So instead of getting a generic weather forecast, that says, oh, rain will be expected, on this particular day in this region, these systems are actually used to actually analyze, and how they work out is actually they use
some level of analytics, to actually get multiple data points, so from the local soil moisture to the rainfall patterns to the type of crops, to be planted, where it should be planted, and even send specifics to farmers, on, let's say, oh, your seeds are not probably germinating well in this particular side of this farm, that kind of thing. So seeing farmers, small scale farmers especially, not even the very big ones, small scale farmers in Ethiopia having that kind of tool already, was mind blowing. And a few African countries as well, reps who were present also attested, to what AI, is being used for in their country. So I mean, AI can actually be a game changer, but I mean, it just depends on how we use it. It totally depends on how we use it. Like the keynote speaker, mentioned in her address, she said, I mean, when it comes to AI, when it comes to the future of work, it has to be human-centric. It has to be people-centric. So the interest of the people has to come first. And that is where that human touch, in AI is lacking. And as such, we need some major upskilling, to get to that point. It's been predicted that by 2030, about 80 million jobs will be obsolete. But I mean, so what do we have to do? We have to upskill by all means, get to that level where we can actually work hand in hand with the AI, because some things are definitely lacking. There are loopholes which humans would have to, fix. So I mean, the areas I actually witnessed, AI being used in terms of climate change was really mind blowing. And honestly, I saw AI, helping match climate project. So for example, another person also gave example of what he's doing in his home country is you have a climate project, for example, you are able to match an investor to that project. So I mean, think of it like a dating app. So instead of matching people, you're actually matching community solar projects, for example, with an investor who is willing to put in money in that community, in terms of, renewable energy. And of course, these things are, I mean, they're actually local context, and they're not just for profit, but I mean, these are things that are making waves and actually making all the difference. So I mean, AI works best when it's embedded in existing community structures, that's for sure, and it's not imposed from outside. So even though, I mean, we've had a lot of arguments around the use of AI in these complexities, the truth is how we use it ethically is really important. And of course, it's not everything we adopt. We also look at our own peculiarities, our own local context as a continent and as a people. So I mean, looking ahead in COP, I mean, we're all looking ahead to COP30. That's the truth. The good thing is, for a country like Nigeria, our NDCs have just been updated, and they've just been a transmission. So I mean, we are moving ahead. We're having conversations. We're looking to actually also get some investors in some states are already looking to get investors already. And some states are also looking to, adopt some AI mechanisms in driving this implementation. So, I mean, a lot is actually happening, towards COP. And looking ahead, honestly, the biggest risk isn't technical. That's the truth. It's actually trust. And when I say trust, we're actually seeing communities becoming very skeptical of AI solutions because they've been bound by extractive technologies. And let me just explain what that means, really. We have had people go to communities, small societies, get the data of farmers, get the data of people around, health workers, get health information from people, and nothing. It comes to nothing. It comes to nothing. And as a result of that, people have actually begun to actually hoard whatever data it is. So, I mean, that also needs to stop in a way. So looking ahead, for COP itself, what leaders will have to do is, yes, in as much as we're going there to actually, of course, re-evaluate ourselves and see where we are at the moment, we also have to look at, where the climate finance will go to. So, I mean, the conversations around tech is big. The AI conversation is big. We have to also, be very strategic. The leaders have to be strategic as to what the finance will translate to. So if it's AI, what exactly are we looking at in AI? If it's AI for farming, for farmers, for agriculture, for the health, whatever it is, we would have to be very strategic on what we're actually going in for. So I mean, the solutions are there. Like we always say, the solutions are there. Our biggest problem is actually implementation, and we're actually all looking forward, to something more valuable, something more implementable, and something more sustainable. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We sincerely appreciate the panelists. Anedi Udo, Ebaide, Ominun, Prince, and Rafiu Olaure. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. We look forward for implementation, as I said. And like OJ said, we should be having this kind of meeting from time to time to network and share experience. Let me hand over to Chase to round up the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Murtala. Thank you, Mr. Baide. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We are wrapping up very shortly. Now, I have Alexa on the call, and I will just be introducing her to just give a very brief recap on the session. Alexa, sorry, please, Alexa, permit me to just pronounce your name. So Alexa Baranov, I hope I pronounced that right, but you can still correct me when you come on. Is a strategic business relationship manager at JP Morgan, Morgan Chase, based in San Francisco. With a personal mission to empower and uplift others, she has a proven track record of building high-impact partnerships that fuel innovation and drive revenue for her clients. Specializing in delivering tailored banking solutions, Alexa works with a diverse portfolio of tech firms, startups, and established businesses. Beyond her role in finance, she's a passionate artist and community advocate, demonstrating a holistic approach to success, one where businesses, creativity, and social impact are all part of the same equation. Please join me as I welcome Alexa Baranov. Alexa, please, you have the stage.
Thank you so much. And you did a great job. You said it perfectly. Thank you.
Thank you.
I thank you for having me here today. And yes, I work in San Francisco. I grew up in Oakland. If you know anything about the city of Oakland, it's an incredibly cultural city that has a lot of historic value, especially when it comes to our communities, Black and Brown communities. And one thing that I've done in my banking career is taken, an approach on how to not just elevate a business, but how to elevate a community by elevating all of the businesses that we can touch, right? So as tech and AI has now taken a really big lead in conversations, one thing that, Chase is doing is trying to incorporate as much resources, value, benefits on not just a product side, but on a platform side, on an access level, on an international level. We're one of the only banks in the United States that work on such an international level. When a business works with us, if they're elevating from a startup phase, they can go through departments that we have within the city of San Francisco, within the city of New York, where you are in a team environment with different types of bankers that are all working in pre-seed, Series A, Series B, and it just gets, more in depth from there. You're able to have relationships where you can meet investors, you can meet VCs directly, you can meet people that will be able to possibly fund the project or the business that you are allocating towards. So, one of the things that I focus on doing is trying to figure out how can we bring businesses on and then put them in the space where they can keep growing and elevating through each of our markets, right? Because we have a small business market, we have a middle market, and we have commercial. But we also have international level markets where there are international bankers that can be connected to clients that are working in businesses that are overseas. So there, we're again a very unique United States bank because again we're all over the world and we're very global, and it has allowed us to be more intentional in the startup and in this tech world that is growing at a very fast speed. One thing that I've shared a lot in a lot of the panels I speak in regarding tech is that a lot of startups, when they go to an institution, right, this is just something I think is important when talking about startups, that you have access to opening an account at majority of banks that you go to. But because a lot of banks are not understanding that a startup can be of a different industry, you can have a startup in, computer repair, you can have a startup in just different aspects of economic growth, economic development. And a lot of those startups are able and viable to be opened at a lot of the domestic institutions in the US. But it just has to, you just have to have someone that understands what you do and what the business truly is. Because a lot of banks again aren't well versed with the idea of a startup and what that means inside of the bank. I know that Chase put here just the amount of funding that Chase has put back into New York. So this actually the same thing that San Francisco is receiving from Chase. This year, Chase has committed 3.8 million in philanthropic support in 2025 to boost the downtown economy for San Francisco. Since COVID, San Francisco took a really big hit from the local business, and from a business relationship manager standpoint, I will say that the tech and just this big boom of tech has truly reinvested a lot of money into San Francisco, because there are so many businesses that are, using the city to do their summits for SF Tech Week or throughout the year. We're able to see a growth in the economy and in the amount of jobs that are available. And it's the same thing that has happened in New York, where both cities have experienced an influx of business, economic growth, and just I think on a city level, when you look at the small businesses that are in cities that have such a heavy tech environment, they're receiving value from being in those cities, because not just because of the foot traffic, but because of the collaboration I've witnessed between tech businesses and our local mom and pop 9 to 5, businesses. And because there's a partnership and a collaboration happening, it is helping businesses that are in the older sector of industries, advance in this new space, being able to market, creating advertisement. I know someone mentioned something about Google Ads. Chase actually has a relationship with Google Ads, to where if you have merchant services where you're processing with Chase Bank, you get access to a discounted Google ad option for your advertising, right? And this gets coupled up with something that you receive at Chase when you process with us, where you're able to get insights on the people that are using your services. So you're able to find out the demographic of the individuals using your services, the projected income of those individuals, those families, and it gives you an idea of where they're located. So if you have businesses or individuals using your services throughout the United States, you will get access to information on those individuals, so that you have an idea of what type of customers your service is going towards. And it helps you kind of market new, so like for an example, let's say you're marketing in Manhattan, but you want to start marketing in the Bronx. The Google ad option would let you pick the demographic or the city, the area that you haven't had enough customers in, and start to advertise in those areas, so that your business model is growing revenue and clients in that area. So there's different features like this that definitely benefit businesses when you're working with Chase, understanding, how can we gain a value or a benefit from being a part of this platform. And that's on a very small business level, right? When you're starting up, there's a lot of little small value benefits that you wouldn't realize exist, but they're very helpful. Another one I want to share is, when you open a business checking account with Chase as a platinum business checking account, if you're made a Chase private client in the same profile, so your personal profile is made Chase private client, you are able to receive free wires forever on your business account. Now that includes international wires. So for clients that are moving, funds and, paying their vendors in different countries, this is a really helpful feature, because you're not expensing the fees of a wire, right? So like as a banker, one thing I really try to do with startups is find different ways to not go against your burn rate. So if there's things like this type of value add that I can create, that's the type of stuff that I go after, because it's just anything that you can save on when you're starting up can make a big difference, especially if it's a big part of how you're making payments. I just want to make sure I'm touching up on anything else that you guys wanted me to go over.
No, I think we got it, Alexa. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank
A
you.
lot of thank yous in the chats for you. A lot of thank yous in the chats for you, Alexa. Well done for the
Thank
great work
you.
you're doing.
I can
And
also send some information about our travel credit card that came out very recently for business, because I know there's individuals here that probably spend a lot of time traveling around.
oh yes, the WhatsApp group will be a good place to drop that information, as it
Okay,
can always.
perfect.
All
Okay,
right.
great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for your time, for your patience. You are the real MVPs. Okay, so I will play in a video just like Mr. Minedo put in the chats. Kindly join me. It's a very short presentation, and then we will be done.
Are you playing the video? Wait, the video's not playing.
Okay, sorry. Thank you so much. Please, I want to confirm if we are able to see the video, because it seems my network cut off at a point.
Nothing right now.
Rosanna, you said you couldn't see the video, right?
Nothing showing.
Oh, there was nothing showing. Oh, wow. Okay, let me try that one more time and see. Okay, so please confirm you can see my screen. Please,
Yes.
can you see my screen? It's better now?
Yes.
Hi,
Thank
my
you.
name is Emmanuel Sabethia, and you can call me E for short. I am the Director of Business Development here at Semaform CBC Mortgage Agency. I apologize for not being able to be there with you today, but this cause means a lot to me, so I wanted to share a message with you on how we can help first-time home buyers or all home buyers purchase a home using our down payment assistance funds. What we do is we help you bridge the gap in home ownership by providing you either 3.5% or 5% assistance on FHA financing. What the home buyer can then do is use our product to help them purchase a home and through one of our approved lenders. Some of the philanthropic work that we do is we travel nationwide, with the exception of New York, to help home buyers with education and the tools that they need to be able to get into a home. That's one of the reasons why I can't be here, because I'm currently in Detroit hosting a home buyer seminar to help them educate them on the different programs and the different assistance that they can get in Detroit. But I hope you have a great conference. Thank you for having me, and I look forward to seeing all of you.
Sorry, the sound was quite low, and that was mostly because that was basically from the video. I'm so sorry about that. All right. So we're going to be wrapping up here. Is Mr. OJ on the call? Mr. OJ, are you here? All right. I will just go ahead and do a recap so we can round up. Please, Roxanne, can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Just a recap is fine. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, thank you. All right, so I want to thank everyone that joined us today for the American Exchange, which is a side event for the UNGA. Today we had great people join us on this call, really great people, and I had a lot of great conversation. We started with the fireside keynote, which was taken by Omotola Faunmi. Then we had another session that was moderated by Dr. Letitia A. Malcolm. We appreciate you. We also appreciate every other speaker, including Ibrahim Ahmed, Pamilari Adegoke. We appreciate you. We appreciate Rohan Guram. We appreciate Mr. Chase Igbinedion, founder of ConcordeApp. We appreciate you, Dr. Chanita Foster, Mr. Richard Ojuri, Mr. Mubarak Olalikon Bakare, Bobola Odebiyi. We are also celebrating Juwon Olorunipa, Captain Aliyu Ahmed Yakubu, Mr. Benga Akimbulere, Mr. Elijah Afi. We celebrate Alexa. Thank you so much for that session, and we'll be expecting the extra resource in the chat. Thank you, Mr. Murtala Adogi. Thank you, Mr. Baide Ominu, Anedi Udo Ubong, Prince Ero Ibafidon, Rafi Olalere. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for ensuring that this happened. I'm excited to be here and excited to have done this with you. My name is Faith Caminus, and this is where we call it close. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a lovely afternoon, lovely evening, and the rest of your morning from wherever you are joining in. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Roxanne. Thank you, Mr. Akimbulere. So I'm going to shut down here, and the recordings will be available as soon as possible. Thank you. Okay, I don't think I mentioned thank you to Mr. Daniel Black. Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel Black. We appreciate it.